Hey guys, Magma here, and today we're back with a Power Rangers video, which is something a little different than what I usually do. But before I actually start the review, I feel like I should just mention my history with the Power Rangers. And I just want to say that I'm very familiar with the Mighty Morphin era, but aside from that, I don't really know that much about that. Like, I've seen a few episodes here and there of the other stuff like Jungle Fury, and like Mega Force, and Samurai, and yada yada yada. But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I've seen that, all 3 seasons, which, by the way, first season, 60 episodes. Like, when I first, was catching up when I was like 60 episodes, Jesus. But yeah, I'm familiar with the Mighty Morphin era, and of course, this new film does take inspiration from that with the same characters, and, with Rita and everything, and, in the future they're going to be doing Lord Zed. And yeah, I have to say that I actually, coming out of this movie, I really enjoyed it. Now, one of my fears was that they're going to be too serious about it, although the source material is kind of, ridiculous with robot dinosaurs and all this stuff. And thankfully, although this isn't your daddy's Power Rangers, like, since this is, a PG-13, you see some death, okay? You see just, like, in the original, like, of course it's going to be like, the Power Rangers shows right now aired on Nickelodeon, so you're not going to be seeing stuff like this, but you do see people dead in this film. You see corpses, you see all that stuff. You even see Rangers swear, which you would not see in, the Nickelodeon shows. And by the way, if you heard that was my phone going off. I should probably do, when I'm doing a recording, put my phone on silent. But yeah, this Power Rangers film, of course, was more darker, obviously, than what we've seen before. But it's also kept that, Power Rangers style that we know. There is some ridiculous stuff here, and they even use the original theme song, which is great because in other, like the Transformers films and all that stuff, when they're adapting, something like, Transformers, the cartoon, which is based on the toy line, they're not going to use the theme song from the show. Instead, they're going to do something completely different. But here, they're like, hey, we know our source material, so we'll put this in there. And there's also like a few Power Rangers Easter eggs, probably a bunch that I did not catch, but only, a few, because I'm not a big Ultra Power Rangers fan like other people may be. But yeah, this I really enjoyed, and the cast was, like, the cast is the best thing about this film, I'll say about that. Like, the characters, like, first of all, to start off with, Bryan Cranston as Zordon, just a great casting choice, because Zordon is a big head in the wall. I'm just imagining Bryan Cranston's voice as Zordon is just the perfect pick. So, absolutely just was digging Bryan Cranston's role as Zordon. I thought he did an amazing job as that. And yeah, and also, the Rangers themselves are great. The best Ranger to come out of the film is Billy, played by RJ. Can't remember his last name, unfortunately, but yeah, he's played by RJ, I think. And the Blue Ranger is the best, okay? Because I can relate to him personally, as he is nerdy, and I'm kind of a bit nerdy, obviously. But yeah, I really just like the Blue Ranger is hands down the best character out of this film. He was just, just really enjoyed him. And of course, he had like the funniest lines in the film, like where he's taught when he's about to jump. You've seen that scene in the trailer where, they're making that jump, and before he makes that jump, it's like, okay, think about it, there's probably a good chance of death, your mom is going to be alone, but then you might find some, other guy. And it's like, oh, it's so hilarious. But also we have Bill Hader as Alpha 5, which, originally Alpha 5 was just kind of this annoying little robot that would always shout, aye, aye, aye. But here, he's actually, with the voice of Bill Hader and some good, lines of dialogue and a good script. He says some pretty, funny stuff. And yeah, I really did like him, although his design, like when you see it in the, cause if you see like the first, picture of his design, he just looks weird, like, skinny arms and like a, little like fat belly, which makes him look like he's pregnant. So that some people, of course, the bug eyes, which some people think are creepy. But when you actually watch the film, I didn't notice it that much. I thought he, looked cool, I guess. Although maybe they could have done with the, not the belly thing. That kind of does make him look like he's pregnant. But yeah, we also have Elizabeth Banks, I think it is, who plays Rita Repulsa. And I have to say that people have been saying that she's a little cheesy in this, and I have to say she does bring a little bit of that cheese into this film. As I feel like Elizabeth Banks was just, looking at Rita Repulsa and was just like, oh, Rhea Repulsa is just completely over the top, I'll do that. But she also brings, you know, some seriousness into there, so kind of a mix of the both. And also, I just have to say that Rhea Repulsa makes me turned on and terrified at the same time. Like, damn. Like, earlier on when I was talking about how there's death in this film, there is like a scene where this guy, like, you know, Rita is looking for gold to make Goldar. There's this big, giant gold monster. And of course, there's this one scene where a guy has a gold tooth, and she rips it out of his mouth, okay? And of course, it is PG-13, they don't show it, it's like a shadow. But still, you could tell from that shadow that things got brutal. So, ooh, terrifying. But also, when she was in that bed with the Trini, I was just like, damn, this is getting a little sexual. But anyway, yeah, enough of that. That's just me getting weird now. But yeah, I thought Rhea Repulsa was great in the film, you know, great as the villain, and I cannot wait for what they do, because they have this like a 6-movie arc planned, and you know, that's 5 more movies coming out, and I have to say, I would love 5 more movies with this cast of Power Rangers. And what you have to remember, this is an Origins film, so we're not gonna get as much Power Rangers as, you know, like the TV show, like the first 20 minutes of the, you know, the first episode, like by the 20-minute mark, they're already in the Zords. Here, it takes them a while, which, you know, I really like, because this Power Rangers film does have some emotion, which was very surprising for a Power Rangers film. Like, my 2 favorite scenes is the campfire scene, well, you know, campfire scene, and one other particular scene where they play Stand By Me, which, you know, when that happened, ooh, the heartstrings, ooh, hits me right in the feels. But yeah, this film was surprisingly, you know, it's surprising for a Power Rangers film to have this much, you know, emotion. And of course, the film is sponsored by Krispy Kreme. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Just, you know, after this film, I felt like I wanted to eat some donuts for like a week. Just donuts. I have just a sudden hunger for donuts. But yeah, really enjoyed the film. It is enjoyable. I do say you get your money's worth. And I'm not the biggest Power Rangers fan, but I am familiar, of course, with the Mighty Morphin era, seen them seasons. So for me, I thought it was great. And of course, when that music played, I think they used the, you know, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1995 movie version of that song. So, you know, very, you know, good use of the song. And they didn't, like, use some crappy remix, you know. They used the just song, and it was just perfect. It came at the perfect moment, and I loved it. Of course, there's this moment with the nuns in this van, and that, you know, was also silly. So there's some silly moments in this, and also some serious moments. Like, my first concern was when I was watching the first movie, it started out serious, and then it went on silly, and then suddenly went to serious. Like, we start out with this, you know, battle, which is straight off just ripped from the Adi Shankar short, you know, Power Rangers fan film, with the beginning where there's, like, you see these Zords, and there's all these Power Rangers, and it's just the battlefield is all grey. I could have sworn when I was watching this, that was exactly what I was thinking. I was just like, yeah, they ripped this straight from the short, you know, fan film. Because the band took that, you know, fan film down, because we're like, yo, we as a band, we're going to take this down, because we do not respect how dark this is. But we're going to, you know, adapt some of this into our feature film. Of course, if you want to know, the fan film has been brought back. You can watch it on YouTube right now. Maybe I'll put the link in the description down below. It's very, very cool. But yeah, they took some notes from that. And yeah, the beginning scene, I have to say, that was actually a really awesome scene, where we see, you know, Bryan Cranston as Zordon in blue alien makeup and all the Rangers. And then we see Rita Repulsa there as well. Just very cool sequence. I like, Jesus, that sequence, like the way it was shot and choreographed, it was so cool. By far one of my favorite scenes, alongside the campfire scene. And yeah, just a bunch of great scenes in this film. But after that great scene, that great, you know, very effective beginning, they cut to this, you know, joke scene where they get this, you know, they steal this cow, but it turns out to be a bull. Then it zooms up into its penis, and then they go into this car to escape. They run into the car, and then, you know, starts out with, you know, just them driving off, like, oh, look, it's so funny, oh, what a funny joke. And then it drastically just changes from a silly, scene to a serious scene when the car crashes and Jason just crashes the car, then he just cuts into that black screen, and then on Power Rangers on like the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just like, geez, the tone is gonna be off the walls. But thankfully that I felt like was the only, jarring scene in the movie where the tone just massively just changes, from serious, now we're silly, now we're serious, now we're silly, now we're serious. Like, thank God in this, that, like, first impressions, of course, there's going to be no second first impressions, but I have to say, it does get better from, after that scene. But yeah, I really like the cast, liked everyone. Again, the Blue Ranger, Billy, is my favourite. But yeah, that is, pretty much everything from the Power Rangers without, going into massive spoilers. But I have to say that the character designs, I am fans of the Ranger suits, although they're not my favourite from, all the Ranger suits we've had in the past. But I do like the alien look of it, although it does kind of look like Iron Man suits. But yeah, I do like how the designs are. Again, like Alpha 5 does have those, skinny arms and has like a belly, like he's pregnant or something, which is just weird, like, and bug eyes as well, which can be kind of creepy. But in the film, I've got used to it, and it's just less noticeable how creepy the design is. I just don't get that many. Well, actually, I didn't mind his design, but they could have did some rework on it. But I wasn't as creeped out as I was when I first saw the first initial photo of Alpha 5. And of course, we got Rita, who uses, remnants of the Green Ranger suit on her costume. And then we have the Megazord, which, by the way, I just want to say the Zords by themselves looked cool, but the Megazord was just kind of lame. I just was not a big fan of the Megazord design. It just felt like something that would be ripped straight from a Transformers film, by the way, there was a Transformers Easter egg in the film. And then Goldar is nothing like his counterpart in the TV show. He was kind of like this werewolf in a golden armor suit. That was, a little bit of a badass. But here, he doesn't even talk. He doesn't even have a face. He's just this gold thing that is massive and takes, down Angel Grove. And by the way, Krispy Kreme. Just keep that in mind. Krispy Kreme. But yeah, that is all my thoughts without spoiling it as much. There were, of course, little minor spoilers, but that's pretty much all my thoughts. Now I'm going to go delve into a little spoilers here. I have to say, that scene when Billy died and then it played Stand By Me. Ooh, the emotions. Oh, that was such a good scene. And I know that he was, of course, not going to die, but I was still like, come on, keep those tears up, keep them up. So yeah, that was a very impactful scene. Of course, the campfire scene, where we find out, where, their secrets. And of course, very emotional scene with, Zack talking about his mother. And that was very relatable. And also, we have this, big, secret with the, Trini, confirming that she may be lesbian or bisexual. When he is mentioning, do you have boyfriend troubles? No. What about girlfriend troubles? And then she goes on about how their family. Actually, very surprising for me, and I'm glad they had this diverse cast for Power Rangers. And they also have, an autistic, like, Billy is autistic in this film, and, he goes on because, he doesn't have many friends, and you even see him getting bullied when he's arranging all the, like his, pencils in, like, the colours, and then, the bully comes in. And by the way, I just want to say there is no Bulkin school in this film, although we do get 2 female bullies and 1 ginger bully, and they're kind of like the Bulkin school of the film. But yes, there's one funny scene where, Billy's just going into his locker, and then, this bully comes up that bullied him earlier on, and then you've seen this in the trailer, where he pretty much, head bumps in, and then he just falls onto the ground, then everybody's like, whoa, Billy just kicked whoever the guy is, like, maybe, was it Kowalski or something? He kicked Kowalski's ass. And I see the scene after that was hilarious, where he's like, hey, I'm all about peace, bro. But he was coming at me, I was like, I had to use some force, and that was hilarious. And then Kimberly comes up, and then, people are like, well, he knows Kimberly? Whoa, he's a hustler. So very funny, again, Billy has the funniest lines, like, especially in the scene when he's about to jump off to, you've seen it in the trailer where it's like a cliff. He has some really funny stuff, so when you see the film, you should listen up It's just the funny stuff that he says, you know, about his mum and all this stuff. Just very, very hilarious. What he's talking about his mum. He's like, oh, what your mum's gonna do when you're gone? You know, maybe you'll find some other guy. And then he just goes on and keeps talking to himself. And yeah, that was hilarious. Some very good character moments. I loved it all. And then, of course, the post-credit scene. Now, I just noticed I'm kind of going just off order, just talking about random stuff. But yeah, the post-credit scene, we do get the tease of the Green Ranger, which is, of course, you know, Tommy Oliver. And yeah, that is, you know, some people have been saying that's going to be a female. And goddamn, that's my phone going off. I should probably put that on silent. You know, in case you can hear that, I'm pretty sure you can hear that if you can, you know, it's very close to me. But yeah, that's it, I've put it on silent. But yeah, Tommy Oliver, he's going to be in, of course, the next one if this does really well. And of course, I have a 6-movie arc plan, which I'm very excited to see 5 more of these films with this cast of Power Rangers. And to see characters like Lord Zed. And, you know, with 6 films, they could do the entire Zordon, you know, storyline, story arc. So yeah, some great stuff. And yeah, about Tommy Oliver. And, you know, of course, the casting's going to be very important with him. So, you know, talking about casting choices, I have no idea who to cast for him. But you're going to have to get someone who is, of course, very good. I've heard that maybe you could get the guy who was, okay, I have no idea what his name is, but he was in X-Men Days of Future Past. Like, I'll get a picture of him right now, and his name. And, you know, I guess he could, you know, he does look kind of like a Tommy Oliver. And, of course, the Green Ranger is an ultimate badass, so you have to get the Green Ranger right. Because the Green Ranger is everyone's favorite, then he becomes the White Ranger. They're just equally badass, but people be like, no, I want the OG Green Ranger, not the White Ranger, I prefer the Green Ranger. But, yeah. Yeah, when Rita gets, you know, pretty much just bitch slapped all the way to the moon, that was a very nice, you know, nod to the first episode, as, you know, Dave the Dumpster, where, you know, her base is at the moon, at this, you know, pretty much, they call it dumpster, but it does not look like a dumpster to me. If anything, it looks more like a trash can, and then Rita comes out of it. But yeah, that's a very nice nod to Rita with her base in the moon. And so, you know, we could see Rita in future films. And, you know, I liked everyone, although they did cut out a bunch of scenes, you know, a few scenes that were in the trailer. And we do know that Rhea is, of course, the Green Ranger, as I've mentioned before. And we have this awesome sequence in the beginning where she's just, you know, just kills all the Rangers, betrays them. I'm not sure if she kills all of them, but yeah, she betrays the Rangers. And Zordon gets all the power crystals and puts them in, you know, so for the future Power Rangers, or, you know, future people who are going to be Power Rangers, to find them power coins. What are they called, power coins? I can't remember. I usually call it something else like power core or something. Yeah, power coins. And then, of course, you know, Rita just gets pretty much just blown into like the waters. And then it does a flash forward to that bull scene, which I've talked about, which was less than stellar. Now I have to talk about Krispy Kreme. There's this one scene where, you know, Billy is just being interrogated, and of course, fun fact, when Rhea, you know, talks to the Rangers, she refers to them as their colours. So if Billy was a Black Ranger, he would have just been called Black, like, ooh, hello, Black. Or, you know, I guess if they made the Yellow Ranger a dude, and Zach was the Yellow Ranger, we would have called the Asian guy Yellow. So yes, that would have just been very incredibly just kind of racist. You know, could you imagine that if she just called, oh, hello, Black? Like, that would have just been ridiculous. But yeah, pretty much Billy tells her where the the Zeo coin is. I honestly I can't remember these names. I don't know why. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But yeah, pretty much he tells him that it's located in Angel Grove, in a very specific place in Angel Grove, just underneath the Krispy Kreme. And people just, you know, talking about how this, you know, ruins the film with this, you know, advertising of just Krispy Kreme. But here, when it's just so blatant and so obvious, you know, nothing like, you know, when they're like, you have a movie and they just show someone drinking a Pepsi or something, and it's, you know, here it's just so blatant that I love it, and it was hysterical. So, you know, to me, I just absolutely just loved it, because it made everything just, It made, it made it more silly. I made it, more like Power Rangers, I guess. And we do have this, scene where Rita's eating donuts. And I have to say, it's just funny when you hear Rita say, "Ooh, where's the Krispy Kreme?" Like, to me, that was just hilarious. So, that was just very funny to me. And, yeah, I didn't have a big problem with it, although I just know for a fact that people are just going to be hating it. But like, this is so ridiculous. Bullshit. I hate this. But me, I thought it was hysterical. I didn't think it ruined the movie. But yeah, I'd like to know what, you guys think in, in the comment section down below if anyone comments it. But yeah, I thought it was very funny. That's just my opinion. Of course, it's my opinion. Because I said it is, when I say it's my opinion, it's not like someone's, forcing me with a gun to my head, saying, "Ooh, tell me," like Saban just behind me, just be like, "Oh, you better give this movie a positive review." Because, I'm not big enough for that, being interrogated on the spot. But yeah, I very much enjoyed the film. I would give it an 8 out of 10, it's good, you get your money's worth from watching the film. And it is, what was the film that was also coming out on the same time? Was it called Chips? Yeah, it's better than Chips from, just looking at, Chips. Like, Chips is based on some, TV show that came out a while ago that nobody remembers. Like, come on, who wanted Chips? But yeah, overall, I'd say see Chips, forget Power Rangers. Just kidding. Power Rangers, I would see that. It's very enjoyable. But yeah, that is all I can say about Power Rangers. There's nothing else I can think of. I think I've just went through all the points. And yeah, very much enjoyed the film. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and share. And if you come across the channel for the first time, why not subscribe? As I make more videos like this almost every day. But anyway, that has been Magma signing out. Peace.